Hello and welcome back to the channel for another video. I didn't think I would be making a follow-up this soon, if ever. I wasn't expecting the Odessa Franklin-Boutwell thing to have any kind of resolution or there be anything else, but there is. Let's run through that. So I wasn't sure how to really present this video, but I decided that I would Google this URL just to show you. So this URL is for the Odessa channel. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. You can see that there is a post from 2 days ago that says she's back at it. And that's what this is, saying she's not showing blah 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 blah. And then there's this. Now, what's interesting is that I showed some videos from this channel in the video yesterday when I'm recording this. What's interesting is the channel doesn't exist anymore. Got taken down. This was posted by Ellis Hash. So that's kind of interesting. Don't know why. From what I know, there were 3 videos on the channel. There were the 2 voicemails and then there was another one this morning when I'm recording this. So it's gone. There goes the 10k subs face reveal. Nice work there. And this is showing it on YouTube. You can see that it's UCISVF whatever, and then this is UCISVF whatever. You can see they're the same thing. And the channel does not exist. It has not been terminated. It simply has been taken down. Now, if you go to the podcast, you see that there is now 6 episodes, and this one is called Don't Come For Me Unless I Call For You. It's from 7 hours ago, and it goes to 12 minutes. Pretty interesting. I do feel, though, that deleting the YouTube channel is a bit odd. But, as I said in the last video, there is not 100% proof that this is Shannon. I just want to reiterate that this is not 100% Shannon. There is a very good chance that it is someone else, but they sound a lot like her. People have also posted on Reddit. I'll leave in the description below some posts that kind of say that this name doesn't really yield any results. And the general theory is that it isn't Shannon, that this is not their real name. Which is fine, people have stage names, whatever, but they're not who they say they are in this. But another interesting thing, oddly enough, is that podcast doesn't exist on Spotify anymore. Yeah, and yes, I was listening to Radiohead. I was listening to OK Computer because it's a great album. And just to show this to you, click this on Spotify, it loads, and it shows you that it is not available whenever it wants to load. Couldn't find that podcast. So, it looks like the only way we could keep up to date if we want to is via the Anchor FM thing. People have said there's been a whole bunch of comments on the last video. Thank you so much for that, by the way. Best reception I've ever had to a video. Means the world to me. Really appreciate it. There's a lot of good discussions in the comments about whether it is or isn't her and what makes it sound like her, what doesn't make it sound like her, and I really appreciate that discussion. Because the video wasn't saying it's her. The video was posed as a question for me to present the information and then for you to make up your own mind, which hopefully you did, or maybe you're on the fence, so maybe you're going to try and find more stuff and see what goes from there. But the podcast episodes are Creepshow Art 01, Creepshow Art 02, No Ma'am, Creepshow Art Truth 04, Creepshow Art Voicemail, and Don't Come For Me Unless I Call For You, which is them basically saying that they heard someone made a video and they left a comment that said this or something along the lines of this. I'm not sure whose video it was. It wasn't mine, So far there's only 2 episodes of the 6 that don't have Creepshow art in the title. There has been a lot of research and stuff into Odessa. There's a mega thread actually, and I think it's interesting. This comment here says everyone has some sort of real life record on the internet, but this person showed up in February this year. Even minors show up in online obituaries and school sports records. The woman has no records for owning a house, no LinkedIn, no obituaries from family members, nothing to show her as a real person. This person kind of says that as a non-US person, it's strange how much information you can get, and I do agree with that. I still haven't listened to much of the podcast, and that was something that I kind of picked up from the first video. The general consensus I think that I got from it, outside of people saying yes it is her, no it isn't her, is that I should have listened to more of it. And I should, because I think the sample size I had to go off the 10 seconds each way isn't really enough. People saying that there's like a southern accent, then there's little speech impediments that are very similar or the same or whatever, however you want to interpret it. And I think that would have been more interesting as a video, but I'm glad that people weren't just taking my video as fact and that they listened to more of it than I showed and stuff like that. So who is Odessa Franklin-Boutwell? Boutwell, who knows? That is a question. And someone does say, there is a post here, which I think is very important that I want to reiterate, that says do not respond to Odessa. Still not sure how to pronounce it. And I just want to read this to you, and I want you to keep this in mind. Please do not send this person any voicemails, messages, or any other kind of attention where you share your private information with that person. This is most likely not Shannon, but simply a troll trying to gain clout. It might be a puppet from Shannon or herself to confuse others to drive away from the allegations and the situation from Emily. Just report all made up Odessa accounts and try to get rid of these instead. With podcasts, I really thought this would be Shannon, but since the YouTube account got active, I doubt more that this is actually her and more likely just a troll that wants to gain attention from this situation. However, there is a chance that this is a friend or puppet from Shannon, and she just trolls around now, trying to get the focus away from Emily and all the other allegations because everyone is busy trying to figure out if this is really Shannon or not. Please report any social media popping up with this persona to get rid of it. I also want to point out that it doesn't matter if it's Shannon or not. The main point is that people should not interact with any account of Odessa. Make sure you didn't send any private information when sending voicemails and such. Just try to ignore and spam report as much as possible so that whoever it is doesn't even get the chance to create more drama. And although the first video kind of contradicts that, I do generally agree with the sentiment that they want attention and to kind of not give it to them. That's why in my video there was no link to the channel or anything. There is this comment that has details from the podcast and videos so you don't have to watch them. It may be worthwhile if you're really interested, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, to go to r/Creepshow art. There's some stuff about it if you're curious. And no, the channel was not saved to the Wayback Machine, unfortunately. I have an extension, it's behind my face cam. It just has like a Wayback Machine, and yeah, there's no version of it, fortunately. Thanks for watching. I guess if you're really interested, you could keep an eye on the Anchor FM podcasts and see what that says. But as for now, I think that this case is potentially shut. Thanks so much for the support on the last video. As I said, most support I've ever gotten on a video. Thanks so much for that. Thanks for watching this. As I said, want to reiterate, there's no solid proof that Odessa is Shannon. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day, and thanks for watching.